demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough.
This one we're basically stripping the dashboard out, removing the gearbox so the car can be mobile again, and just making it so it's easy to access for all the rewiring. The first part of this video we will be removing the gearbox, the second part we will be removing the dash and all the wiring. This bit of the video we are basically undoing the prop shaft bolts at the rear of the diff to basically remove the prop shaft. The prop shaft then goes into a yoke that's into the gearbox, and that just pulls out after you remove the 4 bolts on the diff. Quite straightforward. Remove that. So now we're going to take off the gear stick surround, and that goes into the top of the gearbox. The gearbox mount on the tail of the gearbox basically mounts onto the underneath of the chassis. It's a bit of an awkward mounting point. I do need to address this as well when I'm under there with the wiring, because as you can see, I will point out on the video the bit of weld that keeps the bracket up in the air and not actually straight. Trying to wiggle it off the actual clamps and captive studs, which you can see on the picture before. As you can see, I've had to ask Rich to get gently into the engine bay so he can pull the front of the gearbox bell housing up and take the weight of the gearbox while I fight it over the bracket. Then we take it out. Then we take the we drop it to the floor and we drop it. We drop out the speedo cable. It's easier. There's more space when it's on the floor. Luckily, we've got quite enough on the speedo cable to be able to do that. It's quite straightforward. As you can see, I've just undone the clip and out she comes. A little wiggle first though. We needed space for the driver's seat for taking out the dash, because obviously we might need to lie under the dash for some part of it. I don't know what sort of bolts it's holding on the dash, so we started to undo the driver's seat. As you can see, I got Richard doing some of the work, so he went down and undid all the nuts, and I held the bolts up in the top of the driver's seat. 4 bolts hold it in, and then as soon as you undo them, it just lifts straight out and out of the way.
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing
Now we've removed the seat and Richard's standing there trying to warm up, I think, or he's trying to let a fart out, I don't know. But I thought I'd leave that bit in, it's quite funny. This bit of the video, we were basically going to drop it down to the floor. It's a shame the camera stopped recording because I used the car like a surfboard. I basically took the handbrake off and rolled it down the ramps because I was too impatient waiting for Richard, but the camera batteries died at the time. It would have been really good.
I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Now, as we've taken the seat out, it's time to address the dashboard. I need to take the steering column off and bits and bobs of steering wheel, the boss and all that lot. So undo the bolt at the end, take that out, and then start to assess how the dashboard comes to bits. Small assessment. There was two 10mm bolts holding the top of the dash, the rest was all glued on. So pulled that forwards and then
I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
had a look at the wiring. I needed a cup of tea after that because it looked worse when you can actually see it close up, as you can see on some of the video footage. So we took the educated guess that we just need to start from the beginning. We need to get rid of all of the wiring and start from square one on the wiring. I can't really use any of it. There's too many connections, bullet connectors and stuff like that. It should all be a wire one point to another, not loads of bullet connectors connecting everywhere. Or as you can see on the light system on the dash, there's two connectors onto the dash and then there's multi-connectors all connected together. Loads of naked metalwork that could be contacted with another wire. Something like that. If it's a circuit that's not protected, it could create a fire or electrical fire, which is not ideal. So I'm going to have to rip it all out and start again. As we were doing that, we also noticed the steering column, so we thought we'll remove the steering column as well and I'll remanufacture that to make it a nicer steering column so it's more bolted to the car, as it's only got two bolting points across the whole steering column down to the actual steering rack, which probably isn't the best idea. So I'll address that and probably put a video out how I've made the steering column more robust and more stable.
think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah.
The next video will basically be sorting through the wiring and seeing what we can keep, what we can't keep, if there's anything we can keep, if there's anything we want to actually keep.